Hello, hi to everyone out there. So, I'm going to be doing an Instagram live about the Day of the Dead, and I wanted to record this video for all my YouTube people at the same time. So, you'll be hearing some of my live stuff going on. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, you can do so at Hungan Hector, at HOUNGANHECTOR. So I look forward to giving you this information about the Day of the Dead. To my very first live, and I hope that everyone is doing well. So today I want to discuss the Day of the Dead. And I'm just going to give people a chance here to get logged on. So, first, I want to say happy birthday or happy Fete Gede to the Day of the Dead, to all the deads, all of the people who have passed on to the other side, and also to all those who have lost someone. I want to offer condolences and as well say to you that we're wishing and praying for your best. Secondly, I want to give a shout out to my baby Anaisa, who's also born today, and give a shout out to her as a happy birthday, and Soleil, both who are born on the Day of the Dead. Hi there, Belle. Hope you're doing well. And lastly, I want to go ahead and say, like, we're actually prepping for Fete Gede today, and that's exciting. But yesterday, we actually just finished doing a dessounen, which is the Haitian ritual in Voodoo that's done when an initiate passes away. So I had one of my eldest initiates just recently pass away, Mambo Sunny. And she was eldest in age, as well as being in my temple for many, many years, over 15 years that we've been working together. And we just finished doing her dessounen yesterday. In the Voodoo, hi to Ebony there. In the Voodoo, we do a ritual that has to be conducted to separate the spirits from the body and the spirits from the priests and priestesses so that there's passage for each to go ahead and move on and move freely. What's up, EO? So today, however, is November 2nd, and it's a very important day in many cultures and many traditions, and it's known as Dia de los Muertos or Day of the Dead. And today in Dia de los Muertos, uh, well, even if you're not here, yo, we'll be praying for you, hoping for your best. So today on Dia de los Muertos, we celebrate all the dead, but in 21 divisions and in Voodoo, we celebrate a special division known as the Banda Nation amongst the Haitian Voodooists and known as División Negra in the 21 divisions. The dead, Baron, Gede are the mysteries, Santa Marta are the mysteries of death and the spirits that rule over the domain of the dead. All our traditions are ancestral based, and the ancestors are really, really important. Oh, hi, Craigster. Hey, Craigster. Hi, hope you're doing well as well, and we'll be praying for you in the Fete today. Today we're going to be conducting. So today we're actually doing. Hey, Urban Herbalist. we'll be doing our Fete Gede, which I'll be posting up some pictures for us later for y'all to see what we're getting down with the get down over here. But I want to wait till the lights get all lit up so we're litty in the city. You feel me? So today is very important day because you can serve the ancestors, you can serve the Gede, the Black Division, Bawon, Maman Brigitte. All these spirit is very important. They make a foundation for you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying happy birthday. If you heard earlier on the video, today is my baby's birthday too, which honor to her because she sacrifices every other year to make sure that Gede gets his thing. Because I mean, he was way older than my baby, so she every other year she gives up the day, and we do get his party one year on his day. Next year we do her party, and every other year we flip back and forth. But going forward, as I was saying, the Black Division, thank you, thank you. The Black Division is the division of the dead. A lot of people are scared of death and the dead, but it's a very real reality that we all got to face. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we just finished doing the death rituals for Mambo Sunny, which was one of my eldest initiates. One of my initiates who not only has she been with me the longest, but she was also eldest in age. I only have one other initiate that is around her age. So, and in that ritual, which is very important, if you're an initiate, it's very important for you to undergo the proper death rituals so that your spirit can move and pass on. And something we don't like to face and we don't like to think about and we don't like to talk is the fact that we all need to kind of like go ahead and create our will and get ourselves ready for death because death can happen like that. And the spirit of death is Bawon, Baron. Baron is the spirit of death. And he is also the spirit that most commonly or very commonly brings people into the tradition. And he's a beautiful spirit. And he has connections to everybody because everybody and everything sooner or later must face their death. So sooner or later, everything comes to death. Everything passes through Baron. Everything passes through Baron's gate. And as my aunt would always say, death is your best advisor. Okay? Why? Because death guides you straight in life. So Baron, the owner of the cemetery, is one of the main spirits that gets honored today. If you already have an ancestral table, many people like to do their ancestor service today for all of their dead. Yesterday, which was November 1st, in my lineage, is a special day because it's the day of All Saints. November 1st is All Saints Day. Hi, everyone else who has recently joined us here. All Saints Day, okay, is the day that we honor all the saints that are dead, all the saints that are living, all the spiritual teachers, all the spiritual masters, living and dead, and we give them honor. And we also honor all the dead priests and priestesses who have passed and come before us. This is also a time where most frequently in the olden times, yeah, it's a common not known that November 1st is All Saints Day. In the olden times, this is the day you would honor your spiritual teacher and your lineage. So there was a special ritual we would do in the cemetery and then back at your house, okay, to honor all that which brought the wisdom down to you. Unfortunately, these days, many old things have passed with the old ones. But November 1st is the day of all the saints, and that's all the holy people who have died. November 2nd is the day of all souls, all the dead. But because it's all souls, we honor the División Negra, or the Banda Nation. Now, many people ask me, what's the difference between Haitian and Dominican voodoo? I can't go into all of that in this little video. However, many of our spirits are the same, and many have received very similar or same services. So I'm going to be discussing from the point of 21 Division, but and the point of Haitian voodoo because hey, that's the path that I walk. But what you want to take into account is that today is the day when we say that all debts to Gede, to the Black Division, it got to be paid off. Today is actually considered in our spiritual calendar the new year. It resets a new year and a new year for your life. November 3rd comes in the feast of, I believe it's Candelo is the 4th, and the 3rd is Saint Martin of Porres, which is associated with Gede. Depending on the lineage that you're at or that you follow, the Gede with Saint Martin Porres varies. Okay, but he's the one with the broom and the dogs, and he's known for curing sick people. So you have this going on. In the Day of the Dead, where we see the sugar skulls, the marigolds, that's the ancestral service that comes to us more so from Mexico. But I'm speaking from the Caribbean standpoint. Very often today, people will go and wash graves, will wash down the graves and make sure that they're all cleaned up with fresh candle for the dead. And there was a time in which people would put out the Feast of the Dead, and the Feast of the Dead would sit in an altar room, okay, prepared, a special table for the dead, prepared in a special room prepared for the dead, and it would sit there for a certain amount of time, and then the living would come and partake in eating with the dead. Today, what's most commonly done, like what we're doing as well, is serving the Gedes, serving Santa Marta, serving Bawon, serving Maman Brigitte. And if you didn't know this, the Gede, the Black Division, is very connected with the earth and with the ground. And so we serve them on the earth and on the ground. And you'll see when I post those pictures up that their table has been prepared there. Their table has been prepared there on the ground. The Gedes help people to clear obstacles and clear problems that they're facing. And one of the mystery that is death is the death of your problems, the death of certain issues and problems, which is that transition. Like anyone who reads the cards will tell you that the death card is a transition card. So outside of the transition, outside of that, Baron and the Gedes help us with life, with finance, with sex, so on and so on and so forth. They live under the ground. Okay, so the Gedes are very often connected with the skeleton. And you might be able to see Gede walking around as a skeleton. Many people have the experience where they've seen Gede walking the street as a skeleton, or seen Baron walking the street with a top hat, coat, and tails. In the old time, certain food offering, and we still do this here, has to go to the cemetery in order for the passage for things to work and resolve smoothly. So there was offering to the cemetery, offering to the crossroads, offering to the woods. These offerings had to be made, and to the door, had to be made in order for there to be passage. Because there's actually a Gede that sits at the cemetery gate that watches and protects that gate, that a lot of people have the practice of throwing money or throwing an offering at the gate when they enter and when they leave the cemetery. That offering is actually going to that Gede that guards the gate of the cemetery that allows passage and magical forces to pass back and forth between both realms. If you have any questions, since we are here live, this is my first one, however, so I'm not too good at that jazz. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment it below. So, Baron is a leader, and in my lineage, we come from a lineage of Baron. So the Black division is really important for us, and our lineage comes from Cofradia, basically a temple that came from the DR that was under Sanelia. Sanelia is connected with Saint Elijah or Baron. And with Baron, which is the mystery of death. So there's another mystery of death that's become really popular right now amongst people, and that's Santísima Muerte. And the Baron and the Santísima Muerte are both death, but they are not the same. Each one is being worked with differently and is being approached differently than the other. However, in essence, they are connected and they have the same essence because they are both death. But with Baron, what Baron enjoys and what the Black division really enjoys is moro de Gede, which is one of the favorite foods of the Black division. And if you've seen or you read on my website, you'll be able to find information on all of that there. So in today, we're offering a velada, which is a ceremony in which we offer much light. And we also do this by offering many candles in a candle ceremony that we offer to the dead for the elevation of the dead. When you elevate your dead, and this is also part and parcel for the work that's really going on if you're doing true ancestral work. When you elevate and you're doing the ancestral work, the point is that you're resolving ancestral issues and you're doing ancestral healing. You're clearing that up and you're moving forward. You're able to move yourself forward because the ancestral damage is no longer there. If maybe you haven't already started to do anything, one thing that some people do is start a novena. Typically, the novena might finish today, but it really doesn't matter. Better something than nothing is what we always say. So you can start a novena or light up a 7-day candle, white or purple, to the mysteries of the dead or your ancestors and start to do an elevation of your ancestors. When ancestors become elevated, certain problems and issues in your life disappear. Certain problems and issues that kind of came down your ancestral line resolve. And they don't just resolve for you, but they resolve for pretty much everybody else who's in that ancestral line. Whoever else is not being affected by some other area will find that resolution in that ancestral line. So today on the Fete Gede, or the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, we're going to be elevating all the ancestors, and we're also going to be doing a blessing with Gede so that we can bring through more finance, more success. Part of what Gede and the Black Division is connected with is life. When you ever have, you can't have death without life. So Gede has a very strong connection with finance and what you need in order to move things forward financially and in your life. The next thing that Gede and all the Black Division is connected to is sex, because sex is connected to life. You don't have life without sex. Sex is the generation of more and more life. Okay? And Gedes also teach us about comedy, about how not important and not serious many of the things that you think are serious really are. Because oftentimes we as people get too worked up over basically bullshit. And life and death, either way, we're going to reach. You're going to reach death. It's a normal part of any living process. Anything that lives dies. So when people ask me, do you think there will be an apocalypse? Will things end at some point? Yeah. Everything that starts ends. The only thing that doesn't end is something that never started. The only thing that never started was God. Everything else started somewhere. So it has to end somewhere. But you can't live life worried about everything in tomorrow. Part of what Gede teaches us, but we have to be balanced with Gede. Okay? Okay, that's a good question. I'll talk about that, uh, Mambo. So, one of the things about Gede that he teaches us is do things today, live for today, but not always for tomorrow. Gede has to be balanced out with another force, because otherwise you ain't gonna have no money. You're gonna be a broke because he'll have you living all for today. Living and partying and living your life, doing your thing. Okay? And he ain't worried about no tomorrow. I shit. But if you work the forces in balance, if spiritually you move in balance, Gede is also going to liberate you from all that extra seriousness about things that don't really matter in your life. In life, we get caught up oftentimes about what doesn't matter because we forget that time is not on our side. Time is always working against us. It's the one thing that you can't get back. Oh, you're welcome, Mambo. Money, you're going to get more of that shit. Time, you can't get anything more of that. So don't let nothing and nobody waste your time, your mental time, your emotional time, your body time, your sexual time, any of that. If people are coming to take life from you and they're not giving you life back, that is not a circle. We're not, people are not, we're not getting generated. The point of this spiritual work is that we're being regenerated. We're regenerating and we are being regenerated. So someone asked a good question here. Mambo asked a good question to discuss the offerings for Gede. So Gede love him some black coffee, but he also loves him white rum and a special type of rum that we call bima. Yeah, of course, Jazzy. Of course, anyone, if you go over whatever, everything here is always like, do what you can, you know, you know, contact us. We can make offerings. We make offerings. We've had a whole bunch of people actually participating in the ceremony that can attend or can't attend in person or, whatever. We're flexible. Okay. So anything is about the spirit here. Bring something for the spirit, make it work. But Gede love Pima. Pima, Bombay gin. Yeah, Bombay gin. The dead also drink gin. But Pima is the special drink, of course, the special drink that we make with 21 Scotch bonnet peppers. Okay? There's a few other items in there, right? And if you, one of my god kids, you need to know those things, let me know. There's a few other items in there, but the main thing is that it's the pepper drink. And that drink is also used to test possessions. Aside from that, he also takes gin. So, like someone mentioned here, somebody offers Bombay gin, but a very common one is Tanqueray. Very common to see Tanqueray being offered to either Baron with the Black Division or Gede. But I'm gonna tell you a little secret about Gede, y'all. He love a party. So basically, he'll take wine, he'll take beer, okay? He know how to have a good time. So he ain't too picky when it comes down to it. Although those are his preferred drinks. Now, what else he loves cigarettes, right? So he loves to smoke him some cigarettes, often two at a time. Now, if you're gonna make this offering and you don't smoke, or if you can't smoke inside your house, leave him some cigarettes inside the cemetery. Or take an ashtray outside. Take a few puffs, blow it out. Don't take it in your lungs. Put it on the ashtray. Let it sit outside. You feel me? Like don't stress yourself. Okay. So take cigarette, but he also take black and mild. Some get his like black and mild. Some like uh cigar cubano. Hey, Mrs. Elliott, ¿cómo está? Dios me la bendiga. Feliz Día de los Muertos. So, oh yeah, you guys can definitely hang. I can hang with Gede all the time too because you feel me? Like he's my type of people. We just get on with the get down. What's going on, Mambo? Mambo Sandy? Sandia. Bendición. So, yeah. So then that's what he'll take. He'll take as smokes, two cigarettes at a time. You'll see this dude smoking out his ears. Alligator that come. He put a cigarette here, a cigarette here, cigarettes here, cigarettes here. This this man, he a smoking. He a puffing and a puffing and a potting. But I ain't, y'all, when y'all come to this ceremony today, y'all can't be letting him do that shit no more because I got long hair now, y'all, and he gonna be burning it up and shit. Okay, so I can't be having all that going on. Okay, so um, from there, I don't really know how this thing works here. This to be in, I don't know. But anyway, from there, from there, what we need is after that, we need to give him rice moro, rice and black beans, and he needs a jicara. A jicara in Creole is known as a kui. The old head used to call that a dita. You don't hear that word no more. That's one of them old slang Jones. And a kui, a jikara. You need to give him moro, black beans and rice. Cook it together. Cook it together, make it delicious. Okay, Gede love to eat. He loves all type of food generally, but this is his favorite. He like his smoked salted herring. Boy, that fish stink for real. But it's tasty. If you ain't ate none, you gotta try it. All right. See, moro negro, right? So like you gotta try that stuff. It's good for you. So nice. Get the whole thing. If possible, get a herring that has the head, the tail, all of it, smoked and salted. And if you ain't never ate that, you gotta try it. It's delish. So that's called arenque, right? Or arancel in Creole. And then we give him cassava bread, bread made out of cassava. Hey, Alendi. Hey, Alendi. No, it's too much. We could discuss that in a little bit. People making jokes at ceremony and stuff. Ceremony no relajo, which means it's not time for joking and playing. But so he likes his stuff like this. That's his food. Okay. You prepare for him in a jikara, a kui, if you can, and you give it to him. Okay. What else he likes is roasted peppers with roasted tubers. And if you don't know how to make that, you got to roast it all up good in the oven, right? Yam. Tubers is ground vegetables here. Tubers is the best word that I know how to call it for you guys. It's like, yam, potato, thing that grow on the ground, okay? And get it and roast it real nice and give it to him. He loved to eat and he loved money because, partying takes money. It ain't free, y'all. So he like, get it, love l'argent. So giving him a little bit of money is something else that you can do. And depend on how you serve. In La 21 División and 21 Division, our main Gede served with a straw hat and a makuto or a jakut, right? In other line, that Gede is not the Gede that's being served. Different Gede serve different, okay? Um, Urban herbalist, yes, you can give Gede cakes and sweets. See, the thing with Gede is he'll take most foods that you might think is nasty. He'll be like, "Psst, that shit delish." So he'll take most foods, and we do give almost all the saints cakes and sweets. Okay, so in 21 Division, we put the straw hat, we put a makuto, or what's known as a jakut as well, and we put the baton, his stick, getting need his walking stick. And I remember one time I was in DR and I was doing a ceremony in a place where basically it wasn't like my location. So they gave Gede, we figured it out, y'all. So Gede was using basically a broomstick, right? So Gede was doing his thing, okay? And when we do this ceremony, we give all that to him, putting it on the table, and we give candles, right? So white, purple, generally you can burn black candles, there's no problem with it. But a lot of times we keep the candle white, purple, okay, light color or purple, but we decorate with black, purple, white. If you're doing this for your own altar, then you're going to make your offering. At a big ceremony, a lot of the what's on the table in La 21 División and 21 Division ends up distributed. Okay? Because, right, when you bless others, you blessed. Tú tienes que dar bendición para recibir. Okay? You become blessed by blessing others. But again, every lineage, every practice ain't the same. And a certain sacred portion of any offering goes to the santos, the rest go to the living because the living gotta live. The santos, okay, they will take what they need, and the santos see what's in it, okay? What's in it is more than the food that's there, okay? Miss Elie, varón de cementerio, varón de cementerio y Gede no son lo mismo. So Baron of the cemetery and Gede are not the same. Okay? Varón de cementerio, Baron of the cemetery, San Elia is Saint Elijah of Mount Carmel. Papa Gede, San Expedito, Saint Expedite. Depending on the Gede. There's other Gedes, and there's many Gedes. Okay? So Gede is usually not in a rush for you to like take away the offerings either. So if you can leave them there for some time, you leave them there for some time and then you can get rid of them. Some people, because y'all got a little something else going on with y'all can't stand how long Gede would really leave them offerings there. Because Gede might leave them offerings there for a good minute, a good long time. Okay? And hi, Alendi, Saint Martin of Porres, okay, Pringede in Haiti, right? So Saint Martin of Porres, it actually depends on where in Haiti you get the service, okay? Because with those santos, with those saints in Haiti, some of them are more than one depending on where you're receiving that service from. What part of the country? So something I want to make clear here, yeah, you brought up a good point, and I thank you for it. Is that in the voodoo, there is not one way. Somebody recently told me about some BS nonsense about some people talking about some BS nonsense. I'm not even gonna go into it because I don't even want to give it life. Again, get it teach us not to waste time, right? But everything is not the same way every place. But there's certain things that if you don't do those things right, we all know you don't know what the hell you're doing. Okay? There's certain rules that make it work. And no matter where you go, those rules are followed. And it's not because somebody had to tell them, because if they know the spirit, they know those rules. So in any voodoo, okay, my godmother always say to me, in Haiti alone, there are 99 voodoos. And that number is just an expression. But in reality, there's more. There's not just one way of serving. But if you mixing and matching, got a little extra with it. If you mixing and matching, that's where you run into trouble because each way works as long as it's complete. It's like a puzzle. If you take a whole bunch of puzzle pieces from 10, 15 different puzzles and toss them all the hell together, you ain't gonna get no picture. You're not gonna get the puzzle that you wanted. What's going on, Tata? So you're not gonna get the picture that you wanted. But if all the puzzle pieces come from the same puzzle box, you're going to get a total picture and you're going to understand the grand mystery. Okay? Don't get a lot of people get tied up and lost in the little things. Okay? If you want to get lost in God, get lost in something big. Get lost in bliss. Okay? So these things work, but each line has a way that they practice. And because they practice that way in totality, they have that big picture. And at the end of the day, that big picture, no matter where you go, ends up being the same picture because there's only one truth. All right. And thanks, Miss Elliott. I am. Because the people that I learned from, the people that were my godparents, okay, were not what do we call it, new caballos, okay? So we follow a very old line that we can trace back about more than 200 years, where we can trace back how we serve. So in the 21 division, in Haiti, each location that you go, there's going to be different ways that they serve the spirit. But what makes it right or wrong is the totality, not a little piece of it. Okay. And each way, when seen as a total picture, works. It doesn't work when you start mixing and matching and putting pieces together that don't belong together. You don't end up with the picture. Okay. Because they're all cut differently. So, in someone here mentions in Ghana they kill animals. Each place who has their own methods, their methods work in if taken as a total practice for that line. When it gets separated is where we end up with the problems. So let me see if I didn't answer somebody's question. All right, you guys. So I hope that you have an awesome Fete Gede and that you're able to really go forward with this information that I gave you here and serve your dead, right? It's gonna give you a whole new start from that point going forward. Like I said earlier, for us spiritually, this actually marks the end of a spiritual year. And so we want to clear all that up before we move on into our new spiritual year. Yeah, it is, Tata. It is true. The thing is that within these traditions, okay, y'all want me to sideline into a whole bunch of topics, and I ain't gonna go all that way. But in these traditions, you got a lot of mierda, a lot of nonsense, a lot of caca going on, unfortunately. Much love to you. You got a lot of caca going on, and unfortunately, the spirit is the best at taking care of this. Okay? Like I told you, money come, money go. Your life and your time is but one. Okay? And a lot of people, everybody, if y'all get me started in this topic about everybody being a spiritual worker, everybody being a brujo, let me tell you something. I'll tell you a little quick story, right? So, very little, a short story, because y'all getting me sidetracked here. So, when I grew up, when I was growing up in La 21 División, right? You couldn't find a brujo on every corner. You couldn't find a spiritual worker on every corner. It didn't work that way. Basically, you had to travel. You had to go to the brujo. And that brujo, okay, might not be around the corner. And you got to go. And it's going to take you a while to get there. It's going to take some sacrifice. But now, like not that long back, about 5 or 6 years back, that's not long to me. But not that long back, I went to a ceremony, right? Where you would go to a ceremony when I was growing up, and then we're talking about like the late 80s, early 90s. And you have a few brujos there, you have a few initiates, but the whole room isn't supuestamente brujo. The whole room isn't everybody's a brujo, okay? Um, Now I go to a ceremony, todo el mundo y su crica son brujos. Everybody is a brujo, okay? Everybody. Everybody's a brujo. And I don't even know what the point is, what the point of the ceremonia is, okay? Because at that stage, like basically, pa que what you need tons of brujos of the ceremony of a brujo, okay? But that's a whole thing nowadays, okay? It's become a trend thing. So everybody being a brujo. But back then, you had to travel to go see a brujo. It took a while. You have like basically, it was not uh, a one, two, three thing. You didn't start today and the brujo tomorrow. Okay, and that's just not how it worked. But nowadays, that's how it works. So yeah. So anyway, back to Gede and the day of the day. Um, I hope that you guys enjoy serving the dead. I'm gonna see what this does. I don't know what that does. Okay. Um, yeah, everybody is a spiritual worker. Everybody is a worker, and they can't get that. You can't get your own self right. Basically, one thing in the olden day we could tell you is that someone who's developed right off the bat, they have a certain character. There are certain things that they do. There are certain things that they don't do because that's the wisdom that shows through them. So, and everybody wasn't jumping into these things because there's a lot of responsibility with these things. But that's another story for another day, y'all. Right? Um, I hope that all of you enjoy this Fete Gede. Like I said, later on I'll put out some pictures. And I also have some pictures of the dessounen, of the death ritual that we did. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of pictures of those because I kind of forgot. When you're doing ceremonies, you you don't realize me. I don't remember to take pictures and things like that. I'm not good at all of that. Um, I think the live Miss Elliott is about 50 minutes actually. So you might, when I post it, you can actually rewatch it and you'll see a whole bunch I think that you might have missed. Um, so I hope that you enjoy. I'll put up some pictures and I'm not gonna promise them because like I told you, when I'm doing ceremonies, I'll be in my own world. I'll be in the world of the spirits. I'm not worried about things. So I'm gonna try to tell somebody to maybe take a little bit of a video so I can put up something for you guys here and get y'all to get a view. And you're most welcome. We will definitely band that for you, Mambo. Thank you all of you guys for joining me in this live today. I'm hoping to do more of these. If you guys enjoy, comment on it or something. Let me know. And you know, we'll go forward from there. Thank you guys for joining me here. Have an awesome Day of the Dead. Feliz Dia de los Muertos. Have an awesome day serving the Gede, remembering your ancestors. Remember what we discussed here, what's important and what's not important. And I wish you all the best, okay? Much love to all of you guys. Much love, Mambo. Much love, Miss Elliott, Urban Herbalist, Gregster, Jazzy, Alendi, Kerfman. Okay. Oh yeah, and a little thing here for you. There. Miss Elliott made a little. Dios te bendiga, Alendi. Miss Elliott made a little comment. The dead, they'll make you feel tired and a little lazy, a little slow. I share Lady Red. Okay. So, okay. Um, Thank you, Belle, for coming and joining with us. Blessings to you and much love. And much love, Lady Red. So they will actually make you feel a little kind of like moving slow and a little lazy. So just be aware of that. So it's part of what they do. So God bless all of you, and I'll speak again to you soon. Bendición.